Nestled within the misty folds of the Mantiqueira Mountains in São Francisco Xavier, Brazil, Casa Quetzal emerges as a gentle meditation on rural architecture and contemporary living. Reimagined by Sertão Arquitetos under the stewardship of lead architects Raquel Rangel and Julio De Luca, this 105 square meter, 1,130 square foot residential renovation breathes fresh purpose into an existing country home while honoring the rustic vernacular of the Atlantic forest. Completed in 2025 and documented through the lens of photographer Guilherme Uemura, the project is a masterclass in spatial reorganization, tactile natural materials, and seamless dialogue with the mountain landscape. Approaching the house, the architecture presents an understated, grounded presence against a lush backdrop of native palms and subtropical forest. The single-story volume is defined by crisp white lime-washed walls, earthy terracotta-bordered openings, and a gently sloping gable roof clad in weathered ceramic tiles. An extended veranda overhang, supported by solid rustic timber posts, softens the threshold between interior shelter and outdoor clearing. Along the terracotta-tiled perimeter pathway and crushed gravel yard, the resident settles effortlessly into its mountainous topography. Moving along the lateral elevation, the deep porch reveals itself as the home's primary social spine. Broad terracotta floor tiles run the full span of the terrace, establishing an expansive, sheltered living zone that catches the mountain breeze while framing panoramic valley views. A modest outdoor dining setup and an exterior preparation counter with a gathered burlap curtain offer an immediate invitation to pause. The exterior palette, warm white stucco, accented by earthy ochre window framing, and handmade terracotta wall sconces, anchors the structure firmly within its Brazilian rural context. From this oblique perspective, the rhythmic interplay of regional craft and clean architectural geometry comes into sharp focus. Dappled sunlight filters through the towering forest canopy, casting dynamic shadows across the lime-washed facade. Deeply inset timber-framed casement windows are banded in burnt ochre trim and fitted with operable wooden board and batten shutters in a rich mustard hue. Overhead, the exposed timber rafter tails express the roof's structural logic, punctured cleanly by a slender matte black chimney flue. Seen in elevation, the gable wall functions almost like a minimalist canvas. A centered square window opening, articulated with a crisp terracotta border and mustard yellow shutter panel, forms a tranquil architectural focal point. Flanking the opening, handcrafted cylindrical clay sconces provide warm, directional washdown lighting for evening hours. The tactile pairing of smooth white stucco, loose gravel, and terracotta tiles highlights Sertão Arquitetos' refined restraint and reverence for regional masonry traditions. Opening the shutters transforms the facade into an intimate portrait of domestic life. The vibrant ochre reveals and mustard sill frame the resident leaning out toward the mountain air, creating an immediate dialogue between interior refuge and the forest outside. This simple, expressive aperture encapsulates the design team's approach, creating intentional micro-moments where daily rituals connect directly with the changing atmosphere of the Mantiqueira range. The layout floor plan demonstrates how Sertão Arquitetos comprehensively reorganized the 105 square meter floor plate to enhance functional clarity and circulation. The social core, comprising the kitchen and living room, occupies the front half, seamlessly opening to the extensive wraparound verandas and a large cantilevered timber deck. Toward the rear, the private wing is thoughtfully partitioned into a dedicated home office, a guest bedroom, and a primary suite flanked by 2 newly reconfigured bathrooms. A standalone trapezoidal laundry pavilion sits neatly uphill, completing the efficient domestic compound. An axonometric cutaway reveals how the house negotiates its natural hillside perch. By retaining the primary structural envelope while removing non-essential internal partitions, the architects established direct sightlines from room to room and out into the Atlantic forest. The large wooden deck extends boldly beyond the building footprint, creating an elevated open-air platform that embraces the contours of the terrain and celebrates outdoor living. Stepping under the veranda canopy, the tactile interplay of materials becomes immediately tangible. Solid brick masonry walls, weathered timber columns, and exposed rafters beneath traditional roof tiles imbue the sheltered patio with authentic rural warmth. A pair of woven Acapulco-style lounge chairs, potted monstera and ferns, and a handcrafted hanging wooden birdhouse compose a serene corner designed for quiet contemplation and morning coffee overlooking the deck. An outdoor preparation counter built along the veranda brick wall exemplifies the seamless connection between indoor and outdoor cooking. Set beneath the eaves with a matte black industrial pendant, the station features an integrated stainless steel sink set into a white engineered stone surface, backed by vertical terracotta tiles. Below the counter, a gathered natural linen curtain provides textural charm while concealing functional storage. An operable timber window slides open to create an effortless pass-through to the interior kitchen. Crossing the threshold indoors, the interior opens into an airy, welcoming open-plan dining and living space. A continuous micro-cement floor provides a neutral, velvety foundation that reflects daylight, while warm pine tongue-and-groove boards line the vaulted ceiling. Exposed brick walls ground the room in texture, serving as a backdrop for graphic wall hangings, a record listening station, and distinct pendant lighting, ranging from a blackened metal bowl fixture over the table to a delicate woven straw shade above. The dining room sits poised along the glazed facade, drawing panoramic views of the subtropical forest directly to the table. A tailored solid wood dining table is surrounded by minimalist chairs, upholstered in ocean teal fabric, introducing a tasteful pop of cool color against the timber and brick backdrop. Floor-to-ceiling glass doors, softened by full-height sheer linen curtains, filter the bright mountain sun into a luminous, gentle glow across the polished concrete floor. Adjacent to the dining area, a relaxed reading and listening lounge creates an intimate corner of warmth and culture. A low-slung, tufted floor lounger, upholstered in soft green fabric, is draped in a rich indigo blue woven blanket with fringed edges. Flanking the seating, a wooden crate serves as an unpretentious console for a vinyl turntable and vintage amplifier, while small framed prints and folk art enrich the exposed brick wall under the sloping timber ceiling. The kitchen showcases bespoke millwork crafted from light-toned natural oak, paired with a resilient white stone countertop and minimalist recessed circular finger pulls. Vertically stacked subway tiles in a deep forest sage hue bring an earthy sophistication to the backsplash. Open wooden shelving and a fluted glass upper cabinet display an eclectic array of ceramics, spice jars, and everyday tableware, harmonizing practical culinary utility with a refined, tactile aesthetic. Looking across the main cooking counter, modern convenience merges naturally with regional heritage. A flush gas cooktop and sleek black oven are seamlessly integrated into the oak cabinetry beneath the pine-lined ceiling. At the corner of the counter sits a traditional Brazilian terracotta water filter, a sculptural icon of rural hospitality, positioned right beside the sliding pass-through window that opens directly onto the veranda. Transitioning into the multifunctional home office and guest retreat, color is employed with deliberate spatial effect. A deep olive green ceiling band wraps the upper perimeter of the room, visually establishing a cozy, grounded atmosphere conducive to deep focus. Mustard yellow bifold wooden shutters swing open to the leafy hillside outside, welcoming natural daylight across crisp white plaster walls, a woven cane pendant fixture, and a low leather-toned daybed. Along the exterior wall of the office, custom light oak millwork forms a generous reading nook and library wall. Floor-to-ceiling shelving frames a central window seat, fitted with integrated underbench storage drawers, soft linen cushions, and olive curtains. Beside the built-in unit, a cozy pet bed, a warm wood desk, and vertical casement windows with mottled privacy glass create an orderly, serene workspace bathed in soft daylight. The dedicated study desk combines clean-lined Scandinavian simplicity with vibrant regional elements. A streamlined timber work surface with an integrated keyboard shelf is paired with a comfortable leather task chair. Mounted on the white wall, a terracotta-painted pegboard system provides modular display and storage for books, stationery, and collectible miniature figurines, situated right beside the open shutter looking out toward the veranda. Opening both sets of mustard yellow wooden shutters completely dissolves the room's corner, opening panoramic sightlines across the outdoor deck and forested mountain ridge. The architecture allows fresh mountain air to flow freely through the workspace, where the resident can easily step out onto the timber platform or rest on a suspended hammock between deep work sessions. Framed through the geometric timber aperture of the open window, the lush outdoor deck becomes a live painting. Sunlight illuminates the wooden decking where a family dog rests, and a resident leans over the rustic timber railing. Beyond the sheltered overhang, the layered greenery of the Atlantic forest stretches across the horizon, reinforcing the home's intimate, restorative communion with nature. The secondary bathroom embraces a warm, monochrome color block using golden ochre vertical tiles that wrap the lower walls and extend across the floor, perfectly matched to the ochre ceiling above. A floating white vanity with an undermount basin rests above an open oak storage shelf, complemented by a curved arched mirror, wall-mounted bronze tapware, and a sculptural terracotta cone pendant that casts a gentle glow. Inside the walk-in shower of the secondary bathroom, the ochre subway tiles run from floor to ceiling, creating a cocoon-like environment illuminated by soft, diffused light from an awning window. A recessed toiletry niche is cleanly integrated into the tiled wall, while a sliding clear glass screen maintains clean sightlines across the compact, highly efficient space. Approaching the primary suite, the entrance is framed in the foreground by a rustic, dark-stained timber pillar. Through the doorway, the bedroom introduces an enveloping burnt terracotta ceiling that infuses the room with immediate warmth and restful intimacy. A spherical white paper lantern hangs centrally from the ceiling, its soft lunar glow complementing the natural light that streams through open mustard shutters in the distance. The primary bedroom balances meticulous built-in carpentry with vibrant, curated accents. A full-height open wardrobe crafted in pale oak lines one wall, offering organized hanging sections, storage drawers, and neat canvas bins. Above the bed, a Japanese-inspired jaguar textile on a burnt orange background brings graphic vitality to the space, balanced by a slim floating oak ledge with a cascading pothos plant and adjustable sage green reading spotlights. A frontal view of the custom wardrobe highlights the intelligent space planning by Sertão Arquitetos. Divided into functional zones, the light oak joinery incorporates deep lower drawers, double hanging rails, modular storage cubes, and an open shoe rack adjacent to the ochre bedroom door. The crisp boundary between the terracotta ceiling soffit and clean white walls frames the millwork with tailored precision. From the bedside corner, an arched timber floor mirror reflects the tailored wardrobe unit, subtly amplifying the bedroom's sense of space. A woven wicker hamper beside the bed introduces natural texture, complementing the earthy aesthetic. Generous sunlight pours through the open mustard window shutters, casting soft illumination across the neutral micro-cement floor and emphasizing the quiet harmony between timber, plaster, and woven fibers. A detailed vignette of the bed showcases the rich layering of textiles. Crisp white bed sheets are paired with rust and cinnamon-toned linen pillowcases, anchored by a whimsical embroidered accent cushion. Above the headboard, the illustrated jaguar banner and trailing green leaves of the pothos plant bring organic life to the clean, architectural envelope. The ensuite primary bathroom is immersed in a saturated palette of terracotta. Vertical stacked brick red tiles clad the lower half of the walls and run continuously across the floor, creating a grounding, spa-like atmosphere. A custom oak vanity is topped with a clean white quartz countertop, and fitted with a brushed copper gooseneck faucet. Above, a slender wood-framed mirror reflects the warm glow of handcrafted half-moon clay sconces and a suspended terracotta pendant lamp. Inside the ensuite shower enclosure, the terracotta tiling extends to the full ceiling height, wrapping the walk-in space in deep earthen warmth. A modern white ceiling-mounted rainfall showerhead and an awning window deliver a refreshing bathing experience with views of the sky. A recessed toiletry niche and clean glass partition maintain the bathroom's minimalist, clutter-free rhythm. A close-up of the ensuite vanity captures the artisanal focus of the interior architecture. A custom ceramic wall sconce, formed from unglazed terracotta, casts a sculptural half-moon of indirect light against the white plaster wall. Beneath it, a slim black steel shelf holds daily grooming essentials, echoing the crisp graphic junctions between stone, ceramic tile, and oak woodwork. As dusk settles over the Mantiqueira range, a look through the bedroom window from the exterior reveals a warm, glowing sanctuary. The hanging paper orb casts an inviting amber light across the terracotta ceiling, tapestry wall, and tranquil bed, framed sharply by the ochre-painted facade trim. The luminous interior stands out like a lantern against the darkening forest canopy, capturing the serene spirit of this mountain retreat. Casa Quetzal stands as an inspiring testament to the power of sensitive architectural intervention. By respecting regional vernacular while introducing tailored cabinetry, rich tactile finishes, and an intuitive interior flow, Sertão Arquitetos has created a sanctuary that feels at once deeply grounded and effortlessly contemporary, a true refuge sculpted in dialogue with the Atlantic forest.